Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tony'sPicks.com. I'm Tony T.A. We got NHL every game on the board today here for you for the Thursday card. Of course, February 29th. We're going to welcome in Steve Duncan. We know him on the website as Pearl of Wisdom. So let's bring in Steve right now. We'll take a look at the games here for Thursday. Perlo, Steve, how you doing?
Good, buddy.
Excellent. Awesome. I know you're one of the newer faces here at Tony'sPicks.com, but you're not a new face over at YouTube, bro. You've been handicapping for what, 6 years?
6 years now. I've been doing at least publicly, anyways. Yeah.
Absolutely. Of course, he specializes in the NHL. That's what we need here because I don't handicap NHL. So he's going to fill Perlo. Our man Steve is going to fill a big void here on our 40,000 subscriber plus channel here at Tony'sPicks.com. Very knowledgeable in NHL. So we're going to get started here. Every game on the board. We're ready to roll. I'm going to give you some leans here. He'll have the premium plays ready for you here on Thursday. But we'll get started here. Perlo, if we would here with this one between the Hurricanes and Blue Jackets. We're seeing Carolina big favorites here on the road, 245. We see the total 6.5.
I don't trust the Blue Jackets with any there. If you're going to do games on the puck line, you're seeing today that they lost to the Rangers. The Blue Jackets really don't have any direction at all as far as I can see right now. Hurricanes, I believe, are coming off a loss, and they coming into this spot, they don't even have to try that hard. It's not the best spot for the Hurricanes, but they don't have to try that hard to beat the Blue Jackets on back-to-back. I would take them -1.5 for sure. I'd be looking at like team total overs and stuff like that. I just think the Blue Jackets are lost, totally lost. I don't see them. I can't pick. It's going to be hard to find a spot. Playing against the Rangers tonight probably was their best spot to put out a good game, and they gave virtually nothing at all, and I don't think that they're going to do much better in this spot. So I would take Hurricanes -1.5.
All right, Perlo Wisdom. It says Hurricanes on the puck line in this one here against the Blue Jackets, the struggling team. All right, let's continue on here on the NHL Rundown here, joined by Perlo Wisdom. Steve Duncan, as we know him over on the website at Tony'sPicks.com. Be sure to get his long-term passes. All right, let's continue on here on the Rundown. We're going to look here at this Canadiens and Panthers game. Another big line here. We're getting that time of the year now. $3 favorites. Panthers 305. We see the total of 6.
Yeah, I would look at the over here. I think the Canadiens will come out hard in their home building. They're going to be driven to play against probably I personally think the team in the league. They're going to be driven here. They're not going to shut them down. So the only way they're going to win here is if they outscore them somehow. I imagine the Panthers will put their backup in here and Stolarz. But the problem is almost because they're starter. So with the Canadiens, I think they'll put Allen in here just to give him like a feeling that he is special. Like Allen is their senior goaltender, and they're going to want to do that. I don't think they'll go with Molten Bowl, but they may. We don't really know that yet because we'll find that out tomorrow. I think they'll go with Allen, and Allen is just simply not good right now. I would take the Panthers here, especially with the Canadian road. In like Panthers' first periods, but I think the Canadiens will give it a go. If I were to take a score here, I would say like 5-3 Panthers, something like that.
There you go. You said total in this game, right?
Yeah, over for sure.
Over for sure. All right, there we go. Perlo Wisdom here, over for sure. And, of course, you get the bonus plays here from Perlo here on our rundown here on Tony'sPicks.com. All right, let's continue on here on rundown here on this 12-game card from the NHL, joined by Steve Duncan. You know him on the website as Perlo Wisdom. We'll get the next one up for you guys right now, and it's a good one. Golden Knights at the Bruins tonight on Thursday night. We got the Bruins favorite here, $1.55, total 5.5.
Yeah, I do believe the Bruins are a Western road trip here, which is going to be tough for them. Vegas beat Toronto, and they did so in great fashion. It's a tough spot for the Bruins. It's a really tough spot for the Bruins coming off that road trip. Vegas is coming up. They're trying to get. I think I get from Vegas is that they're revving up here. They're revving up to get the playoff spot, not playoff spot, but into the playoffs. They're playing their younger players right now. They have a couple guys on injured reserve, like Stone and Eichel, saving themselves a little bit. I think they're really testing their depth, and of course you have Connolly going back to Boston here. That's the big thing. Their head coach for Vegas going back to Boston that let them go a couple of years ago, or last year actually it was. So I'm going to take Vegas here in this spot. It's going to be a tough game. I could see a draw. I could see overtime possibly, but this is a spot that Vegas really should have been looking ahead towards when they played Toronto, and yet they beat Toronto. So to me, this is a spot where they are going to go balls out against a team that really had a pretty good road trip. Not bad, not great, but it wasn't terrible. West going out west and coming home. If they really had a bad road trip, I may go Boston here, but I think Vegas was really looking at the spot. So I will take Vegas.
All right. Pearl of Wisdom. We know Steve Duncan likes the Vegas here. Cassidy goes to the Golden Knights. Takes home a Stanley Cup. Thank you for firing me.
Sorry, Cassidy.
Yeah.
Cassidy for the wrong name. Cassidy. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you for the firing, so I get a Stanley Cup. There you go. So Pearl of Wisdom here with the Golden Knights here at the plus prize. All right, let's continue here on our NHL rundown, joined by Pearl of Wisdom, Steve Duncan here on the show. Let's continue on. Let's the next game here on this 12-game card. And we've got the Sabers here on the road to face the Tampa Bay Lightning. Lightning going to be favored $1.62. We see the total 6.5.
I don't like the Lightning at any spot right now. I just think that they are down on themselves. The veterans are looking in the room and going, you know what, we're not going anywhere. And it's really tough for those vets like Stamkos, and Kucherov is doing the best he can, and he's trying to lead this team into a playoff spot. I don't think he's going to do it. I'm going off the board here. I'm pretty sure most people won't be on the Sabres, but I think the Sabres are going to get huge up for this game. They're not going to make the playoffs. This is like their Stanley Cup tonight, or on that night, and I think they beat the Lightning. I just don't think the Lightning has the confidence to beat too many teams right now. And I know they're at home, and they're really good at home, and the Sabres on the road are not bad at all. If I'm going to take any pick here, I'm taking the Sabres, and I am definitely, without a doubt, probably my best pick would be the over here. No doubt about it. This is going to be, there's nobody shutting anybody down in this game.
All right, there you go. From Pearl of Wisdom, Sabres, and the over here, Sabres and Lightning, Thursday night action. Let's continue on here on the rundown here for the NHL, joined by Steve Duncan, Yoma's Pearl of Wisdom over at Tony'sPicks.com. Up next, the Red Wings. The team is surprising folks against the Islanders, a team that's underachievers. We have the Red Wings laying $1.18, total 6.
Well, I picked the Red Wings to make the playoffs, and I picked the Islanders to miss the playoffs. And I think Waz doing the best he can with that roster, but it's not a great roster. The Red Wings have won, 5 or 6 games straight here now, and they're not in a bad spot. I don't see the Islanders being able to keep up. They're a slow team. The Red Wings got young legs, and they're looking to make the playoffs right now. So I will take the Red Wings all day here. I am with the Red Wings here, even if they do end up putting in their backup the Islanders, because I think the Islanders will probably put their backup in here against the Red Wings in Varlamov. So I will take the Red Wings As far as total, I would definitely lean the over here as well, as I think the Islanders on the road have not done well in match up against the top six of most teams, and I don't think the Red Wings will try anything down here. They have no reason to. They have their they have the better legs. They have the better speed. I would take the Red Wings and the over in this spot.
All right, Stephen Duncan, you know him here as Pearl Wisdom, likes the Red Wings, and a total here in this one. Under, you said, correct?
Over.
Over the play. Over is the play. Over and the Red Wings here, tonight's game here, Islanders and Red Wings. Let's continue on here on the NHL Rundown here, joined by Pearl Wisdom, you know, Steve Duncan. Continue on here. It will be the Coyotes and the Maple Leafs. The big line here. Maple Leafs laying 250, total 6.5.
I would take I would even go further and go -2.5. I think the Leafs destroy the Coyotes here. Pretty much anything over for the Leafs team total, whatever the case may be. They're coming off of they're playing very solid right now. The Coyotes, their defense is not used to playing the minutes that they've been playing or the amount of games in the NHL right now. And I'm pretty sure you're going to get a Vejmelka spot here. And Vejmelka has been possibly close to the worst goaltender in the league, besides maybe a couple goaltenders, but he's terrible. And you're going to get Matthews. By the way, take Matthews to score like over 1.5 goals or something like that. I think the Maple Leafs are going to destroy them. I'm really, really, really happy that Keefe has started to challenge his players up until now, especially after the Riley incident where he cross-checked, who was it again? I can't remember, but it was a Boston player. Anyways, since then, ever since Riley felt that this Leafs team has actually had some hoot spot, as I like to call it, had some balls, and they're playing like that. And normally you would take the Maple Leafs to play down in the competition, but I don't think so here. I think they're going to ruin the Coyotes tonight.
All right, Pearl of Wisdom. No, Stephen Duncan here likes the Maple Leafs laying the puck line, likes even the 2.5, likes Matthews over 1.5 goals here tonight's action between Coyotes and the Maple Leafs. All right, let's continue on here on the NHL Rundown, joined by Steve Duncan, known on the website as Pearl of Wisdom. We'll continue on here with the next game up, and we've got the Jets and the Stars going head-to-head here, with the Stars favored $1.35, the total coming in at 6.
Yeah, Stars has just played too much hockey here. They've had a terrible schedule. Somebody should probably, like, if I were anybody in management with the Stars, I'd be calling them up every day going, what the hell is this? These guys have been playing home, road, home, road. They go to Colorado, terrible spot, had Colorado in that game. And now they're coming back home again 2 days later, playing against a rested Jets team. I like the Jets here quite a bit. You're talking about a division rival. Like, the Jets are not going to be looking at anywhere here. They are not really fighting for a playoff spot, but they're fighting to get themselves in a position in the playoffs. So I can't see the Spurs are going to try. They're going to keep it close. I think the Jets take this one.
All right, Steve Duncan, you know him as Pearl of Wisdom over at Tony'sPicks.com, liking the Jets here at the plus price against the Dallas Stars. This one 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right, let's continue here on our NHL Rundown. Next up, we've got the Wild and the Predators going head-to-head here. Competitive game on paper here. Predators laying $1.15, total sits at 6.
Yeah, the Predators are on a roll right now, and the Wild are doing pretty well as well. First of all, I would definitely look at the draw here, but the Predators coming on the roll that they're on at home, I would take the Preds in this spot. I would also look at the under. I think this is going to be a very tight game where you have two division rivals playing against each other in it's almost like a playoff type spot here in the regular season. I like the under, even if it's a 5.5. I think it's going to be very, very close. Now, we got to look at the goaltenders, whoever they may be, but I imagine it'll be Gustafsson against Saros. And I would look under 1.5 first period. I think these teams are going to each other out for the first little bit. Maybe it'll open up later, but I think the Preds at home here. I just love the way they're rolling. The Wild have been playing a lot of hockey as of late. They've been going balls out, like really in every single game. Kind of fade here in the third, and the Preds take.
All right, we go Steve Duncan, on the website is Pro Wisdom. And this one likes the Predators and the under. And you teased the draw a little bit, right?
Yeah, I do like the draw here.
There you go from Steve Duncan. All right, let's continue on here on our NHL rundown. Next up, we've got the Avalanche and the Blackhawks going head-to-head here. We've got the Avalanche big favorites 290, and the total sits at 6.
Yeah, it's actually a spot for the Avalanche here. It feels like a down spot. Avs. They have Nashville after this. This is their first on a road trip. They just beat Dallas. It feels like they're not really going to care about this game so much. Where I think the Blackhawks have had a couple days of rest now. They had like 3 or 4 games of rest, and they got Columbus after this. They are going to be up for this game. I am not going to put this as a client pick at all. I'm not. But I got a gut feeling that the Blackhawks actually pull this out. So put some pizza money on the Blackhawks on this game. It's just a gut feeling more than anything. The Avalanche are a great team. They don't really have much to play for in this spot, where the Blackhawks, this is sort of, again, as I was saying, like their Stanley Cup of the season, to make them feel good, to be able to you got Bedard going against McKinnon. Bedard is going to be absolutely balls out in this game. I would take him for a point or a goal or whatever the case may be. I would actually lean the Blackhawks here.
There we go. From Steve Duncan, him on the website is on TonySpeaks.com. Is Pro Wisdom, likes leaning here, pizza money here on the big underdog Blackhawks here, NHL for Thursday night action. All right, let's continue on here on an NHL rundown. Joined by Steve Duncan on the website is Pro Wisdom at TonySpeaks.com. Let's continue on here as we've got West. The LA Kings will be closing out their 3-game road trip to Canada, looking for some points. It's been scoreless here, pointless here in this road trip against the Canucks. Canucks laying $1.42. We see a total of 6.
I don't like the price on the Canucks, but I don't like this Kings team at all. But the fact that they single win on this road trip has me thinking that they will be very much up for this game. It's a tough spot. I say that I think the Canucks will actually take it, and eventually I would take it over in the game. I think the Kings are going to come out hard, probably win the first, and the Canucks will wake up in the second and third. Feels like a 4-3 game either way. If the Canucks are at home, I'll take it. I don't like the confidence of the Kings, so I would take the Canucks, but I think better to take the over here.
All right, got Steve Duncan, him at TonySpace.com, is Pro Wisdom liking the over better than the Canucks side. He likes the Canucks side, but the over is he likes the best here, over 6 here. Kings and Canucks action here on Thursday in the NHL. All right, let's continue on here. Joined by Pro Wisdom, him is Steve Duncan here on TonySpace.com. We continue on here, and up next, we've got the Penguins and the Kraken. We see the Kraken in favor at $1.15. The total coming in at 6.
About as big a draw game as you could possibly find. I know we don't have it on the site, but I would probably take the draw here. I have no confidence Penguins at all. Um, they should win in this spot. They're in the better spot, no doubt about that. Um, Maybe the first period I would take the Penguins, but the Kraken are fighting for a playoff spot right now, and they really gutting out most of the games, even though they're losing a lot of them. So, yeah, jeez, maybe an under. It almost feels like a playoff type spot. I would take the under in this game. Penguins aren't scoring that much. They're going to come out hard. Kraken are going to come out hard. Neither one of them are really scoring a lot right now. If I had to take a pick in this game, I would go under, especially depending on the goaltenders. I think it will definitely be Jari and Decord for the Kraken. So even if it does kind of run back and forth a little bit, I think Jari and Decord will keep it low scoring. If you're getting a 6, I would lean the under. I like the draw, and if it goes in overtime, I would take the Kraken.
There you go. Pro Wisdom, this Steve Duncan. Steve Duncan liking here in this one, liking the draw in this one, but likes the under 6 as well. So under 6 in the draw, and if it goes overtime, the home team there from Steve Duncan. You know him as Pro Wisdom at Tony'sPicks.com. All right, let's continue on here on our rundown. We close out this 12-game NHL card with Ducks and the Sharks. Ducks and Sharks going head-to-head here tonight. Thursday, Ducks road favorites, $1.25, total of 6.
Oh, this is a fun one, isn't it? you got a Sharks team that plays hard but has no skill. You got a Ducks team that has tons of skill and doesn't play hard. That's what you have here. If Ducks played as hard as the Sharks, the record would be way better this year. And if the Sharks had the Ducks' talent, their record would be way better this year. My favorite, I would go with the draw. I just, this feels like a draw game. Just go back and I wouldn't even mind taking like a 3-3 exact score. And I'll go the over. What the heck? These guys both have players that need to pad their stats to get paid at the end of the season. So I would imagine there's not going to be too much of a defensive battle here. I have pure appreciation for the Sharks and how hard they work. But at the end of the day, dollars and cents, baby. So I bet both of these teams will open it up eventually, if not right away. And you would see an over here. I hope you can get a 6. If you can find a 6 out there, that would be beautiful. But I'd back it at 6.5.
All right, Steve Duncan, you know him as Pro Wisdom at Tony'sPicks.com. Liking the draw here, if you get it your sportsbook, or exact score 3-3, and liking the over here as looking for time to start padding those stats. Get that resume ready for your contract there from Pro Wisdom, Steve.
Yeah, great.
That's it. That's how you got to roll here on the show. All right, we got covered through all 12 games covered for here on from the NHL for Thursday from Pro Wisdom on the website. You know, Steve Duncan here. All right, Steve, heading to a big Thursday 12-game card. I know we dabble a little bit in NBA as well as college hoops. What do you have going on over at Tony'sPicks.com?
Right now, like I said, it's pure NHL. As far as NBA and picks, I will definitely have them coming up tomorrow. It's a little longer for me. I got to look at a little more angles. Like NHL is my main sport, so I can pretty much go right off the top of my head. Like I said, I started capping 6 years ago, and it was pure NHL. I've now gone into NBA. I've now gone into college, and I've now got into MLB. But I got to admit, I really got to look at a lot of lines on the other sports because I'm on them and more than. But I'm doing well on them, and I'm going to get better. So just watch my record places because it's going to be the same NHL. But I will have probably about 5 or 6 picks for NHL tomorrow. It's a great card. And my Thursday card for NHL is going to be even better. I love that card. Love, 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 love. So hit me up, Bill. And thanks for listening.
That's right, guys. Got a Promo Wisdom, Steve Duncan over at Tony'sPicks.com. You'll find a link to his handicapper page in the description. And be sure to remember, the promo code TonyT at checkout will save you 20% off. Your best value of those long-term passes, got a 3, 7, or 30 all sports pass. Get all of Steve's premium plays for that period of time you select. When you go to his handicapper page, make that purchase. Remember that promo code TonyT at checkout. You'll save that 20% off. All right, that's going to do it here for our rundown here with Tony T, joined by Pro Wisdom lead Steve Duncan. Appreciate you joining us, Steve, and we'll talk with you soon.
Thanks, buddy.
You got it. Pro Wisdom here on the show. Guys, we'll be back to talk to you guys soon. Have a great night.